Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a chapter from mathematics, which is statistics. A very important chapter, statistics. A part of mathematics, a branch of mathematics. The father of statistics is Sir Ronald Fisher. He was an English mathematician who is called as the father of statistics. The word statistics is derived from the Greek word statistic, which means collection of data. This statistics is very useful in many aspects. So for example, the collection of data, you see, for every 5 years elections are conducted. For every 10 years, as per the census of India, we collect the data of population. So if you observe this sort of collection of numerical figures, how much population is there in the country, in that population, below 10 years, how many children are there, below 30 years, how many men are there, how many women are there, above 60 years, how many old people are there. Like this, collection of some data, interpreting of the data, analyzing the data, organizing of the data is completely under this statistics. See, you compare with your daily activities. For example, in your class, a test has been conducted, and in a class of 10 students or 20 students, every student get different marks, and your teacher will put on all the marks on the paper. The collection of data is called statistics. So dear students, if you observe, in 9th standard, you have already seen some fundamental basics of statistics, collection of data, and making it in a tabular form with tally marks. If you just recollect that, you are already aware of collection of data. So in this present class, 10th class, we are going to see different aspects in statistics. So regarding the statistics, if you observe, what is grouped data and what is ungrouped data, if you just observe how to calculate the mean or the average. Now I am taking an example of a data of 10 students in a class. I am taking the data of 10 students in a class. The 10 students are A1, A2, A3, A4, A3, A4, A5, A6, A7, A8, A9, A10. Suppose these are the 10 students. These are the 10 students, and these students got different marks. Say for example, A1 got 9 marks out of 20 marks. A2 got 10 marks. A3 got 12 marks. A4 got 14 marks. A5 got 9 marks. A6 got 16 marks. A7 got 10 marks. A8 got 18 marks. A9 got 20 marks and A10 student got 12 marks. Dear students, this is a data which I have collected from the class of 10 students. Number of students 10. And these are the marks what the student has got. So this is a collection of data. If you observe very clearly in this particular data, A1 got 9 marks. In the same way, A5 also got 9 marks. A3 got 12 marks and A10 also got 12 marks. Now, this data can also be written. This data can also be written in another form. If you just observe, this data can also be written in another form. That is, now I am taking the marks here. Marks. What are the marks student has got? 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. These are the marks students has got. Now observe very clearly. 9 marks, 2 students got. 9 marks. This is a frequency number of students got. Supposing marks as X. And these are the number of students, frequency, how many times it is repeated. 9. How many students got? 2 students got. 10. How many students got? 2 students got 10 marks. Now 12. How many students got? 2 students got 12 marks. And 14. How many students? 1 student. 16. 1 student. 18. 1 student. And 20, 1 students. Observe very clearly, these are the frequencies, number of students, how many these marks they have attained. The same data I have converted into frequency mode. So 9 marks 2 students has got. Now observe here, number of observations are 10. If you observe 2, 2, 2, 3 2s are 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Even here, I have number of observations 10. So, these are the marks and these are the frequencies. So, dear students, now we are going to learn an important aspect, what is called as mean. It is also called as average. If you observe, mean or average is a familiar term in your class. So for example, you have got different marks in different subjects. Your friend will ask, average how many marks you got? So the word average is a very familiar word what you can understand in your daily life. Now we are going to see what is the meaning and how to calculate the mean or an average of a given data. See, the simple formula of mean or average is sum of the observations divided by number of observations. Observe. Sum of the observations divided by number of observations. Sum of the observations divided by number of observations. What is sum of the observations? Sum in the sense total. Adding of all the observations. If you observe here, these are the 10 students what I have got. If you observe clearly, the sum of the observations, observation 1, 9 marks, observation 2, 10 marks, observation 3, 12 marks, observations, number of observations divided by sum of observations divided by number of observations. So what is the sum of observations? So if you add all these, you will get the sum of observations. If you add all these, 9 plus 2, 11, 4, 15, 24, 30, plus 1, 40, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. total 130. Sum of observations is equal to 130 divided by number of observations. How many observations? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 observations. So, sum of observations by number of observations 130 by 10, that is 13 is the average mark of this particular data what is given. So as per this, the formula is sum of observations by number of observations. The same, if you observe, dear students, if you observe, it can be written as average, which is denoted by x. The average is equal to sigma fx divided by sigma f. Observe this very clearly. Sir, what is fx? What is f? If you observe fx, f is equal to number of frequencies, and x is equal to marks. And sigma f, total observations, that is number of the sum of the observations, how many times they are repeated divided by number of observations. If you observe here, this is x and now I am making calculation of fx. 9 into 2, 18. So here if you observe fx, f into x, here I am taking fx, f into x, 9 2s are 18, 10 2s are 20, 12 2s are 24, 14 1s are 14, 16 1s are 16, 18 1s are 18, 20 1s are 20. Add all these fx. 8 plus 4, 12. 12 plus 4, 16. 16 plus 4, 6, 22. 22 plus 8, 30. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So this is sigma fx. This is sigma in the sense total. The sigma is equal to the total divided by this is sigma f. So now if you go sigma fx, the sigma fx is 130 divided by sigma f is 10. So the answer is 13. In the previous example what we have seen, the average is 13 and even the data which is given, that has been converted. And we have changed it to data. So that is sigma fx divided by sigma f. So dear students, observe very clearly, the data what is given, this is an individual data. If we go on calculating the individual data, it will be very difficult for all of us to calculate the average in a big number. So this is completely an ungrouped data. We did not make into groups. This is ungrouped data. So here we have two types of data. One is grouped data and another one is ungrouped data. Here the marks of the students 9, 10, 12, 14, these are individual. They are not at all grouped. This is completely ungrouped data. So if you observe the formula for the ungrouped data or whatever it may be, the grouped data, whatever it may be, if you observe, the formula is the same. The formula is the same, that is sigma fx divided by sigma f. So very clearly now everybody listen, now we are going to make this ungrouped data into grouped data. We are going to make this ungrouped data into grouped data. We arrange some sort of class intervals. So dear students, observe very clearly and note down this formula. The average of any data or the mean of any data is sum of observations divided by number of observations. That is individual data. And the formula, keep in mind, sigma fx divided by sigma f. So if you observe clearly, now I am going to make the data into grouped data. The average, the mean, what till now we have seen, that has been changed into now the grouped data. So hope everybody is clear. So now, what is group data in the sense? We need to make the marks or any data what is collected into groups. We arrange a class for that. So for example, here we have the marks. The starting mark is 9 and the highest mark is 20. So now we have to arrange a class for that. We have to arrange a class interval, that is called as class interval. So now I am arranging the marks in a group. The class is 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20. My intention is how many students got 0 to 5 marks, 5 to 10 marks, 10 to 15 marks, 15 to 20 marks. This is called as a grouped data. This is called as a class interval. This is called as the lower limit. In this class interval of 0 to 5, in this class interval of 0 to 5, 0 is called as the lower limit and the 5 is called as the upper limit. 0 to 5 is called as, the 0 is called as a lower limit of the class and the 5 is called as the upper limit of the class, or lower boundary or upper boundary. So this is a class what I have arranged. When we are posting the marks in this group, you have to keep in mind one important thing. When the data has been posted in this group, if a student gets the mark as per the upper limit of the class, observe that. If a student has got the marks as the upper limit of the class, that should be posted in the next group. So for example, if I got 5 marks, I should not be posted in this class. I should be posted in this class. If I got 10 marks, I should be posted in this class. If I got 15 marks, I should be posted in this class. Ante ఏ స్టూడెంట్ కన్నా మార్క్స్ ఈ క్లాస్ యొక్క అప్పర్ బౌండరీకి సమానంగా గనక వస్తే ఆ మార్క్స్ ని ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేయవలసి ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 0 వస్తే ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేస్తాం, 1 వస్తే ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేస్తాం, 2, 3, 4 మార్క్స్ ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేస్తాం. సార్ 5 మార్క్స్ వస్తే ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేయాలా ఈ క్లాస్ లో వేయాలా అనేది కనుక మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే 5 మార్క్స్ వస్తే he should be posted in this class. If he gets 10 marks, he should be posted in this class. If he gets 15 marks, he should be posted in this class. So very clearly, if a student gets a marks equal to the highest boundary or upper boundary of the class, he should be posted in the next class. Now, these are the marks what I have entered. Now coming to the frequency, observe this. Frequency, ante 0 to 5 marks enta mandiki vachinayi. How many marks student got between 0 to 5 marks? If you observe here, no student got 0 to 5 marks. Everki 0 to 5 marks rala. So number of students got 0 to 5 is 0. 5 to 10 marks enta mandiki vachinayi? 5 to 10 marks ante మీరు 5 to 9 marks మాత్రమే తీసుకోవాలా, ఎందుకంటే 10 చెప్పాను ఈ క్లాస్ లోకి వెళ్ళిందని. సో 5 to 10 మార్క్స్ ఎంత మందికి వచ్చినాయి ఒకసారి చూస్తే ఇక్కడ 5 to 10 మార్క్స్ 9 ఒకసారి వచ్చింది, 9 ఒకసారి వచ్చింది, అంటే 2 స్టూడెంట్స్ గాట్ మార్క్స్ బిట్వీన్ 5 to 10. అలానే 10 to 15 ఇది ఒక క్లాస్, అంటే 10 to 15 అంటే ఎక్కడి నుంచి ఎక్కడ దాకా తీసుకోవాలా, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 మార్క్స్ వరకే తీసుకోవాలా. సో ఎంతమందికి వచ్చినాయి 10 to 14 మీరు ఒకసారి కనుక మీరు చూసినట్లయితే 10, అలానే మళ్ళీ 10, అలానే 12, మళ్ళీ 12, మళ్ళీ 14, అంటే హౌ మెనీ స్టూడెంట్స్ గాట్ టోటల్ 5 స్టూడెంట్స్ గాట్ మార్క్స్ బిట్వీన్ 10 to 14. అండ్ ఇన్ ద సేమ్ వే 15 to 20 ఎంతమందికి వచ్చినాయి అనేది కనుక మీరు ఒకసారి చూసినట్లయితే 15 to 20 అంటే 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Is it clear? So if you observe, sir 20 వస్తే మరి నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్ వేయాలి కదా, కాబట్టి 20 to 25 అనే క్లాస్ కూడా మనం తీసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో ఇఫ్ యు అబ్జర్వ్ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ హియర్ 15 to 20 ఎంతమందిని తీసుకోవాలి అని అంటే 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 ఎంతమందికి వచ్చినాయి 15 ఎవరికి లేదు, 16 ఒకటి ఉంది, 18 ఒకటి ఉంది. So if you observe, we have only 2 students 15 to 19 and 20 to 25 అంటే 20 marks వచ్చిన స్టూడెంట్స్ ఎంతమంది ఉన్నారో చూస్తే only 1 student got this is 1. So total if you observe, number of observations is 10 students. So ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చేశాను, ఉన్న స్టూడెంట్స్ మార్క్స్ ని ఒక క్లాస్ ఇంటర్వెల్స్ లాగా పెట్టి ఆ క్లాస్ ఇంటర్వెల్స్ లో నేను అరేంజ్ చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఇప్పుడు ఇలాంటి డేటాకి మీన్ ఎలా కనుక్కుంటాము అనేది వన్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ ఈస్ దట్ we have to observe the mid values of the class. Mid values of the class. Observe చేయండి. Mid values of the class అంటే యావరేజ్ మార్క్. ఇప్పుడు మనకి యావరేజ్ మార్క్ అనేది ఎంతో తెలియదు. So what we do is we maintain an average mark. So how the mid value of the class is calculated? Observe very clearly. Mid value is calculated as this formula, that is lowest boundary plus upper boundary, lower boundary plus upper boundary divided by 2. And lowest boundary plus upper boundary divided by 2. If you observe very clearly, here it is 0 plus 5 divided by 2. And if you observe 5 to 10, we can see 5 plus 10 by 2. And if you observe 10 to 15, 10 plus 15 by 2. So the average of the class is maintained. The x values, the mid values are maintained by taking a formula lowest boundary plus upper boundary divided by 2. Now, if you observe 0 plus 5 by 2, 2.5. 5 plus 10 by 2, 7.5.